Hello, hello, hello. It is day 11 or episode 11, whichever one you want to say. So, I already know exactly what the main topic for today is. It is on labor and love, or how I usually call it, labor of love. It's an idea that really burrowed into my mind when I was on my vacation. And I really want to talk about how the physical work that we output for both ourselves and others really matters in creating spaces that mean something to us so that we can thrive and feel comfortable and safe. Even though I can edit out all the mistakes and like vocal hiccups or whatever, I'm happy that I choose not to. I like leaving that humanity in there. But let's get into it, I guess. So for the little pre-K book, it's gonna be tracing and coloring for the most part. Doesn't look like anything too bad. Yeah, I'll do a good amount of that, and then we'll do that after we write and warm our hands up, I guess. Or should I do it first? Doesn't matter. No. But yeah, that's what we're gonna get into. So let's get started. Okay. So today has really been a big self-care day for me. I have been so worn out just from working, and I really needed to reset myself pretty much, and it's done me well. I made a fat ass checklist for everything I need to get done, and I was really thinking about some other stuff I'm going to be doing, and I'm really excited to work on it in like a manner that's important to me, because I was just throwing myself at everything and just seeing what sticks, and like it's good to get started, but there's not much longevity in that kind of practice. So I'm happy to really develop myself and continue about all my needs. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, I always mess that up. But yeah, so I don't know if anybody reads the time lapse, bruh. I mean, nobody even watches these for real. I mean, some people do, but like it's more based around the content of what I'm saying as opposed to ever writing. But before we get into this pre-K book, a taste of the importance of labor of love that I was speaking on at the beginning was I've been really feeling very down and depressed, right? I feel like these feelings of isolation and loneliness have been emboldened heavily lately. And even in the spaces that I inhabit, I feel like it only made things a bit worse. my rooms were dirty and cluttered, and it was just a mess. A perfect reflection of where my mental state was at. Right. And like I was talking to my friends throughout the week about improving myself and everything to uplift myself. But the what I really try to do daily is express gratitude for my position, even when it feels terrible. I'm happy with where I am and the work that I've put into myself to live the life that I have. I feel like it's very easy to forget where you came from and yearn for something more and not live in the moment for knowing what you have. But yeah, let's get into the pre-K book. Let's put this to the side. Okay, so it's tracing and coloring. So just gonna use the orange and blue pens again to color, and little reliable to trace. Awesome. We did it all. So what else? Oh, this is gonna be fun. All right, let me do this, and then we'll save that other stuff for another day, because this is gonna be real fast. Let me just. Cool. Cool. All right, officially done with our hard part for today. Now let me talk. Hello. Oh man. So the topic for today is all about a labor of love. See, this is actually well, I said this earlier. This idea was implanted into my head on my vacation at my godmother's house when I was helping her clean up her area. All right. She revitalized that house and property, honestly, and gave it a new life, right? But in that, it's a task that is incredibly hard to do independently. So while I was there to show the love, appreciation, and gratitude that I had for being in that space, I helped her, obviously, right? I helped her clean up a little bit inside, but the most important part came when I was cleaning up outside for her. And in short, what I came to learn was the love and reciprocity that we share within our relationships goes beyond the physicality of our bodies and the mentality that we share of our minds, but it extends into the physical space that we share in between people and just as ourselves, right? So by taking care of that land and taking care of the inner workings of that house, that little bit that I did, it was showing a deeper level of love for her in a way that words can't express, right? When we inhabit our rooms, we show care for ourselves by taking care of that space, right? You can't adequately say that you love yourself to the fullest if you don't take care of yourself, right? So taking care of yourself extends beyond your night routine or some mental practices. It's how am I existing in the world? How am I taking up space? And how is the space that I'm taking up being used? Right? So like using today as an example, I spent all of today cleaning. I was just cleaning, doing new things, right? My room was a mess from still when I rearranged it like a week or two ago, in the middle of the night. I rearranged it at 2 a.m. But still, it was dirty, and in turn, I didn't feel that fullness of comfort in my room as I would like to have. I couldn't rest to the fullest extent because I just had more work to do so I could comfortably be at rest, right? And that's just on the independent level as one person. And if we extend this into shared spaces, like in a house with a family, you all in turn show your care and affection for each other by taking care of the house, right? And on a global scale, on a collective scale, humanity would do this by taking care of the planet. But yeah, taking care of the house is the most important facet. And house duties have been pushed aside as something belonging to a woman for far too long. Care as a whole is the language of love. Care is the language of reciprocity. So, let's say you're in a house full of like 5 people. Things are dirty, dishes have to get washed, you have to sweep and vacuum, the floors, clean some of the walls, right? But you have two people that, let's say, they pay a little bit more towards the bills, and they use that as an excuse as to not put in as much physical labor into the space, so that the other three have to manage taking care of the space for five. Those two that do not put in that physical work cannot say that they have the same amount of care for that space in comparison to the other three. Is this making sense? I'm doing some live thinking too, because this is just an idea that's just been cycling in my head. But really, like, that's how it is. So let's keep this going a bit. Let's say you're in a relationship with your partner. How would you show that you care for that person in the space that is shared between you two? You're not living together, but you want to show that the air between you two, the land between you two, is something that matters because your relationship matters. You know, the ground you walk on is important because your relationship matters. The most simple of that would just be to take care of the general world around you, right? That's what I think it would be. Or am I wrong? I don't know. I need this to be a conversation, honestly. Or let's say just you and your friends, right? You're all together and you want to show that care for each other. You don't dirty the places around you, you know? You can bring more life into it by making art or music, you know, adding to the scenery that already exists in a way that isn't destroying what is there, right? You can change things, but you don't have to start from a blank slate. I actually really want to keep developing this idea, actually. But, like, am I making sense? This idea of labor of love is something that I feel is missing, right? Especially if we add that, like, capitalistic framework to it, I suppose, right? You know, it's the common saying, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You know, that hyper individualistic mindset that says you can do everything on your own. That doesn't allow any real room for relationships to blossom in what you create, right? So, like, I'm just gonna go, I guess. So you have masses of people that are existing in this hyper individualistic mindset that are pushing themselves to elevate themselves in a way that allows them to feel free, authentic, and unshackled by these binds of everyday living. But because of how these individuals have come to this sort of mental conclusion, it's isolating. the intimate emotional relationships that would provide them with safety isn't there. There aren't enough hands to create what they need. It's stressful. There's so much work to do, but not enough help. What to do? It's scary. Honestly. It's too much to exist on your own. Right? Going back to my godmother's house as an example. To take care of that house and that property entirely on her own is a task that takes years and years to complete. Completely alone. But with others like me that can provide the assistance, more things can be accomplished at once, right? And it's an exchange, right? I helped her and she helped me in two ways. And that sort of physical reciprocity is really missing in society, I feel. There's not enough emphasis on genuine care for our humanity, right? And not even just our humanity, but for ensuring that others do well. And we can look at the current political landscape and see that screaming at us, right? But can really see it screaming at us. But ultimately, it goes back to what I was talking about last week. We need to have standards for ourselves in the types of care that we give out and receive, right? And we need to take care of ourselves. We need to be a little bit selfish and prioritize creating a space in which we can thrive on an individual level that also allows us to connect with others so that we both can thrive as the individuals that we are. It's incredibly important. But I'm gonna develop this idea more though, honestly, because I like where it is. I'm probably gonna post a random article on Substack later this week. I'm busy. But yeah, that's basically it, honestly. Do show the labor that you care. Pretty much. That's it. Show that you care. Put that effort in to show that you care about yourself, that you care about the world around you, that you care about the relationships that you have, and that you just care, period. We live in a very nonchalant era right now, but this attraction to not giving a fuck is detrimental to all of us. Just straight up. We can't live our lives acting like nothing matters, because we all live our lives because we matter. Straight up, man. You have to attach some level of importance into who you think you are if you ever want to do anything, right? And yeah, you can have that whole thing where it's like, well, if everybody's important, nobody's important. Well, that is the case. And you have to be a little bit delusional and optimistic so that you can live the life that you want. you have to make the hard choice. You have to try. And it's gonna fucking suck. But you can do it. Straight up. But yeah. My little motivation for today. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I might link the article. Probably won't. Forgot to link you guys the car parking lot movie. Probably won't. I'm gonna watch it again though. All right, bye.